Hello, hello, hello. Thank you so much for your patience. Hi, Cami. I hope that you're doing well. Today is going to be our coding stream. We may play Sims in a little bit, depending on how much time we have after we're done with this lesson. But the goal is to do this, to learn this. Alrighty, so let's get this set up. I'm currently live on YouTube as well. If you guys want to check out my YouTube channel, there's the link. Honestly, you should check it out because I posted a new video recently, and also all my VODs are now automatically ending up on my YouTube channel. So if you miss a stream and you want to catch up, you can find all of the VODs or the future VODs on my YouTube channel. Okay, let's get this set up. Hi G, welcome in. Okay, so we don't
Somebody lied to her several times and told her that she was fly, hot, and sexy and beautiful, and she's nothing like that. She's nothing of the sort.
How are you doing? Okay, so I'm gonna try and do a little this. Huge update in your Sims game. Tell me all about it. What's happening? Akira and Enzo both aged up. Let me switch over here. You have your first teen and adults. Oh, let's go. All right. So they're birthday twins, or did they just age up around the same time? Hi, Froggy. Welcome in. I hope you're doing well. Around the same time, fall birthdays. That's cute. We love that. You came in to say a quick hello. I appreciate that. Hello to you too. Enzo's about to date a goth. Imagine. You already have it set up, predestined who they're gonna be with. That's funny. I definitely have had that before. Usually when they're like, you know, having their friends over, or if like they're actually attending a high school, I'm like sending my sim there, like going with them to high school, I usually will have it set up before. like you are gonna be with this person. Oh, that's cute. We love a good storyline like that. Alrighty, well, I'm gonna get started with our lesson for today because I'm already a lot later than I had planned. Today we are learning, wait, let me read that first. Elena and Edward will find random people today, but yes, Enzo was planned. Okay. The rest of them will choose their own path. You're gonna lurk a little before you have to go. I appreciate the lurk. So every Monday we do Coffee and Code, where we learn, currently we're learning C#, but if I go to the syllabus here, you'll see that we only have like 1, 2, 3, 4 more lessons before we're done with what Codecademy has to offer. So I think after this I will do like a couple like review streams and kind of like test my knowledge, maybe go back to the beginning and do like the quizzes and stuff. And then I'm gonna see if I can come up with a project or something where I can apply the things I've learned and kind of use this as like a reference. And then we'll see what we do with that. And then after, my next series that I want to do after we do like a little project, or maybe even before, is I want to learn Blender. I want to learn how to like model in Blender, and I think it'd be fun to learn how to make like physical items. But I also think it'd be interesting to learn like how to mod, like make script mods in Sims, especially since I'm like learning code, so it'd be interesting seeing if I could make a script mod for something. I'd have to first figure out what it is that I want to do, but I definitely think it would be interesting. Watching this journey is so fun, to be honest. I'm glad that you've been enjoying it. So today we're doing interfaces. It says, since programming is complex, it's easy to make mistakes. For example, if we try to use int like a string, it would cause a type error. C# has rules built in that check for these mistakes before we use that code in the real world. The following diagram estimates the number of bugs in our code at each stage of development. We discover and fix some of these bugs at each stage so the number decreases from left to right. It says, sadly, we can't fix every bug, but if we can catch bugs earlier, we save ourselves work and reduce user frustration. We say that C# is type safe because it helps us catch bugs at one of the earliest stages, the type checking stage. So the difference between an int and a string is clear, but what about custom defined classes? Say we made fruit and vegetable types. Can we use plant seed on both? Do they have a seed property? The computer running the program needs more information. So in this lesson, we'll dive into interfaces, which are sets of actions and values that describe how a class can be used. This lets the computer check that we're using each type legally, thus preventing a whole group of type errors before we ever run our code. So this, I don't know if this is like in general for coding, but for this specific type of code, there's like the planning stage, which I guess is planning what you want to code. Then type checking, I don't know if that's like looking over your code before running it. Then you run the code, then you have peer review. After you run the code, it'll tell you like the errors, so that helps you take out things that could not be working. Then you get someone else to look over, and then I assume this is like, if it's a code that you're making that other people are going to use, you then use their feedback, which is kind of like when you think of The Sims, when there's a bug in the game. Like, by the time we are getting to that point, this is the stage that we're at. Like, we're the ones that give the feedback at the last stage, and the hopes is that it's already gone through all of these things before it's been, released to us. Based on the code in program.cs, we can expect that sedan class to have a speed property, a license plate property, a wheels property, a honk method. Hi, Rune, welcome in. How are you doing? And then it says, by the end of this lesson, we're going to build an interface that guarantees that all sedans have these behaviors and attributes. I'm going to try and see if I can... I don't know if this is going to work. Okay, let's go to the next page. So, building an interface. For this lesson, we will design a new set of transportation machines that satisfy the requirements of both car designers and the Highway Patrol. First, the Highway Patrol tells us, actually, before I continue, we do still have the giveaway running until tomorrow, so this giveaway is courtesy of the EA Creator Network, and we are giving away one copy of the Sims 2 Legacy Collection. This is for PC only. You could type !legacy to enter. Today is the last day to enter. So if you haven't already entered and you want a chance to win the Sims 2 Legacy Edition, then make sure to type !legacy in the chat, and the winner will be chosen tomorrow. Then tomorrow we're going to be doing the start of our giveaway for The Sims 1, and that winner will most likely be chosen on Friday. Okay, so you'll have from Tuesday until Friday to enter. So I'm going to leave that pinned at the top of the chat for those who didn't already. If you've already entered, then you're already in. You just gotta wait until Tuesday when we select the winner. And let me open up the giveaway. Yeah, Froggy, your name is here. So it's !legacy. !legacy. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. We do have our Create a Sim challenge going on. No worries. If you guys want to participate in that, go to AlluringSimmer.com/runway to see all the rules. But basically, you're making a sim with 5 everyday outfits. Each outfit is going to be a different theme. And then you're going to upload it to the gallery using the hashtag #SimPressInSpring. If you want to make an audience member, you'll have to go to our Discord to find the specific details for that. But essentially, you could make as many or as little audience members as you want. They just had to be wearing like pastel colors, and then you would use the same hashtag but just indicate that this is for the audience at the fashion show. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. We have our incentives this month. If you want to check out our incentives for the month of February, you can click it there. We are 5 subs away from our next goal. Every 500 bids counts as a sub in terms of our incentives. And then you can also check out my throne. That's one way you can contribute if you purchase something off of my wish list, or if you contribute to something on my wish list, that counts towards our incentives as well. And then the last thing is if you make a contribution on coffee of $5 or more, that also counts towards our incentives, and it also counts towards my goal of going to TwitchCon potentially. Okay, let's continue. Thank you so much for listening to my little spiel. Let's see. Ads will be starting in about 10 minutes, so we have a bit of time. For this lesson, we're going to design a new set of transportation machines that satisfy the requirement of both car designers and the Highway Patrol. First, the Highway Patrol tells us every automobile on the road must have these properties and methods accessible to us. So it shows us they need to have speed, license plate number, number of wheels, ability to honk. We need to know this information to write speeding tickets and prevent bad behavior on the highway. So in other words, the patrol makes these requirements so that it interacts with automobiles in a certain way. In C#, this group of interactions is called an interface. The interface is a set of properties, methods, and other members. They are declared with a signature, but their behaviors are not defined. So a class implements an interface if it defines those properties, methods, and other members. For example, if the patrol requires automobiles to have a license plate, then the iAutomobile interface contains a license plate property. A class implements this interface if it defines a license plate property. The skeleton of an interface looks a bit like a class. So this is a skeleton. Well, actually, I don't know if this is a skeleton of an interface. Because this doesn't say interface, but maybe we're gonna have to change it. Every interface should have a name starting with I, capital I, not lowercase l or number 1. Thank you, Froggy. I'll see you soon. This is useful to remind other developers and our future selves that this is an interface, not a class. We can add members like properties and methods to an interface. Here's an example of a fake property and method. Notice that the property and method bodies are not defined. An interface is a set of actions and values, but it doesn't specify how they work. The members of an interface are all public unless a different access modifier is specified. In our highway example, the Highway Patrol doesn't care how the license plate property and honk method work, they just care whether every automobile has it. Another big difference between classes and interfaces is that we cannot create instances of an interface. Because of this, they cannot contain instance fields or constructors. These members must be defined on classes that implement the interface. In the next exercise, I don't know how to read. In the next exercise, we'll learn how to implement an interface using a class. Okay, so just like classes, interfaces are best organized in their own files. In iAutomobile.cs, within the Learn Interfaces namespace, create an empty interface. So I guess within here, we're gonna make iAutomobile like that. Okay, now it says add these 3 properties and 1 method to the interface. The property should be auto implemented with only a getter. So it should be like this. With only a getter, use the get shorthand demonstrated for the narrative. In the narrative for ID, all the members should be public. Okay, so should it be like public string license plate? Like that. We'll find out if it's correct in a moment. Public and then public okay, and then if there is something wrong, it'll tell me. Oh, we don't need to specify. Property should be, so this is a getter. And then we need this here. Okay. Guys, I got this. Okay, reading is fundamental. Let's go to the next page. Okay, so next part is implementing an interface. So now our interface is complete. This is our interface here. As we design our automobile like classes, we'll need to implement this iAutomobile interface. In C#, you must first clearly announce that a class implements an interface using the colon syntax. Okay. So it says here the empty sedan class promises to implement the iAutomobile interface. In other words, it must have the properties and methods that Highway Patrol asks for: speed, license plate, wheels, and honk. If we don't get a type error like this, if we don't, we get a type error like this. To fix this, we'll need to define the members in the interface. Since all the members defined on our interface are public, the members defined by the sedan class must also be public. Since these are class members, they will be private by default, so you must specify the access modifier. So, sedan needs to satisfy the Highway Patrol's rules, the iAutomobile interface, but that's not all. The car designers have asked that sedans be built in and move in certain ways. So we'll have constructors and methods that aren't required by the iAutomobile interface. This is okay in C#. An interface says what a class must have. It does not say what a class must not have. A class in C# can even implement multiple interfaces by separating the interfaces with a comma. So in sedan.cs, which is what we're in right now, we need to create an empty sedan class that implements the iAutomobile interface and use the colon notation. So I assume we do that in here. Class sedan iAutomobile, and then we're gonna do like that. Is that correct? Oh, I didn't type it right. Okay, so it says we should see an error telling you that the sedan needs to implement the interface. Implement the interface by adding the 3 properties and 1 method defined in iAutomobile, which you can check in iAutomobile.cs. Make sure to give the honk method a body that uses console.writeLine to print a message. So, do I just copy this? Check iAutomobile.cs. When you're defining honk, use console.writeLine. Did I put this in here? I can't remember. Adding the 3 properties and 1 method defined in iAutomobile. Do we need the get here? Make sure that all the members defined in the sedan class are public. Okay, show me what I'm supposed to do. Okay, so we do need the get method, And then, okay. Okay, I just did this wrong. Let me see if I can do it like this. Actually, this is fine. We do need this. Does it go before? Okay, I don't think we need... It needs to have it in the return. Oh, thank you. So that means like how these ones have the get methods, it has to be like this. Oh. I don't know if that's right. I'm trying to use the answers to understand. Oh, I have to put the actual message. The semicolon should be in here. And then this should have the message in it. Void honk. Oh, so we don't need these brackets here. Oh. Did I do something wrong? Make sure to give the honk. Void honk. Oh wait, I do need these brackets. Oh, thank you, Jordan. That was very helpful. Because I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. Everything here made sense. It was just once they told me to do an extra step, I'm like, what? Even though I've literally done this before. Okay. Keep the bracket. Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. Are you a, like, programmer? Using interfaces and inheritance. You may have noticed that the syntax indicating that a class will implement an interface is the same as the syntax for inheriting from a base class. This is on purpose as the two are very similar. So why does C# provide both? Recall that with inheritance, a subclass may only inherit directly. Oh, we have ads. Okay, I'm going to take a quick break and I will be right back once the ads are over. Oh, that's cool. I love that. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, we are back. Alrighty, so it says using interfaces and inheritance. You may have noticed that the syntax indicating that a class will implement an interface. You may notice that the syntax indicating that a class will implement an interface is the same as the syntax for inheriting from a base class. This is on purpose as the two are very similar. So why does C# provide both? Recall that with an inheritance, a subclass may only inherit directly from a single base class. What if there are classes in different inheritance hierarchies that should implement similar behaviors? With inheritance alone, it would become unwieldy to ensure that all the appropriate classes implement the attributes and behaviors they should, but a class can implement one or more interfaces even if it also inherits from a base class. For example, the sedan class may inherit from the vehicle class while also implementing the automobile interface. Okay, that makes sense. While inheritance allows one class to pass members along to a subclass, an interface is a contract. Hi, cat! Oh, that's so cute how the butterflies are flying across the screen. I love that. Hello, hello. How are you? And also for those that are wondering, I am live on both Twitch and YouTube. Same name on both platforms. So if I'm responding to someone and you're not sure who I'm speaking to, that is why. If there are changes to the vehicle or sedan class definitions that compromise sedan implementing automobile correctly, the C# compiler will produce errors indicating so, allowing us to rectify the discrepancy. Note that when inheriting and implementing an interface, the superclass must be specified first, followed by any interfaces the class will implement separated by commas. Okay, that was a lot of words. In the code editor, the sedan class implements the automobile interface, which is happening right here. Update the definition of sedan so that it also inherits from the vehicle class. Remove all the members defined within vehicle from the definition of the sedan class. Okay, so I think we're supposed to do that. And then everything within vehicle that's already defined within sedan, we're going to remove. So that's license plate, speed. Is that everything? Do I just go like, hold on. I don't know if this is right, so I'm just going to do that. Remove all the members defined. Oh, hold on. From the definition of the sedan class. So I think from here. Okay. I did it. Even though sedan no longer directly implements the members of automobile, it inherits them all from vehicle, meaning it still fulfills the requirements of the interface. Run your code again when you're ready to move on. Okay. Perfect. Oh, we're done? No way. That was really fast. Well done. In this lesson, we learned that interfaces are useful to guarantee certain functionality across multiple classes. We built an interface using the interface keyword. We defined properties and methods, but not constructors or fields. In the interface, we built classes that implemented the interface, and we inherited from a base class and implemented one or more interfaces. Your C# skills are growing. Keep up the good work. That's good. That didn't take too long. Okay, there's obviously like the quiz and the project. We don't do those. So that means it did say only 24 minutes. This was like a shorter one. So we have 4 more lessons to do. So we'll be doing that. Let's see how many more Mondays we have. So we're going to do 2 more this month and then 2 more at the beginning of next month. And then after we're done with all that, we're either going to be doing a project where we try to implement what we've learned, and or we're going to be what is the word that I'm looking for? Cannot speak. We're going to be learning Blender or learning how to make script mods in The Sims. I think that would be interesting. We are going to swap on over to Sims now, so it's going to take me a few minutes to like switch it out on both platforms. But when I come back, we will be playing more Hallmark Lore Legacy. That's the plan. I will see you guys in a few minutes.